Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Shanice. I do side gig type of jobs. So today is going to be a quick video because I received some questions in the comments today, and I just want to do a quick little follow-up. So like as I said in my previous video, and if you haven't seen, you can check it out. I always like when you guys ask questions, I'll answer it, but I do like to do a follow-up video just to explain in depth. So one of the questions was, do I keep track of my mileage, or do I, keep my gas receipts? I keep track of my mileage using an app called Mile IQ. There's several other apps that everyone use. Me personally, I use Mile IQ because to me it's just simple and easy. There's multiple different type of ways that you can keep track of your mileage. It's just whatever fits or suits you best, I'll say use that. But me personally, I use Mile IQ to track my mileage, and I like on there I can choose like whatever driving that I do. It keeps track of what point A that I go to point B, so I can choose if that's a business trip or a personal trip. Now basically business trip is, I always select business trip for everything that I'm doing, whether it's Doordash, Instacart, all of my side gig type of jobs. I select business as that type of trip, as that type of category for that one. But right now as I'm filming this video, I'm actually at my main job. So this trip, like me commuting from home to this job, I consider this personal trip, because I mean this is a regular job that when tax time comes, my checks already has been taxed, so I don't really want to overdo it and make every single drive that I do as a business trip. I'm being honest about what's really a business trip and what's a personal trip. Also on Mile IQ, this isn't a sponsorship, or I'm not promoting it, I'm just saying my experience on what I use. On the Mile IQ, I can keep track of like if I'm getting gas for my side gigs, so I can keep track of the gas that I pay for. But I just honestly, I don't do it just because I forget about it. Like I just mainly, it's easier for me to remember my trips than it is for when I got gas for those trips. So yes, you can, and it's a good suggestion that you do have some type of app to keep track of your mileage, because when tax time come, you have that information as, I think it's either deductibles or write-offs. I'm not sure. Again, I'm not an accountant or anything, or a tax preparer. This year will be my first time, filing taxes with, Doordash and all of my other side gigs. So I really can't speak a lot on that because this is my first time. I haven't had to do it before. I've only, done taxes from regular job type of form. So yeah. Another question that I had is, why won't I pick up Walmart orders? So me personally, doing Doordash and like Postmates and everything, I like the fact that I'm able to, go to the restaurant, either order the food or pick it up, but it's a in and out process. Walmart, the 2 times that I've done it, I literally came to the location and I sat there waiting at least 15, almost 30 minutes before the associates came and brought the groceries. I followed the steps that, parked in the assigned parking, and immediately when I got there, I called the store to let them know that, hey, I'm a Doordash pickup for an order name, customer's name, and it literally took almost 30 minutes for me to get the items. So I personally don't feel me personally, I don't feel like the Walmart orders are worth the money that is getting paid to do it. So that's my personal reasons on why I don't like doing Walmart orders. I want to, get the order and finish it as quick as possible. I don't want to have to wait a long time every time that I go there. So personally, I don't want to do Walmart orders at all. Another question that I had got is the other, platforms that I work for as lenient as DoorDash? I would say I've done, all of the platforms side gigs that I've done is Instacart, Postmates, DoorDash, and it's a Texas-based service called Favor. All of those, they pretty much are kind of similar. I'm excluding Instacart because that's a grocery shopping. But out of the other three that I've done, they're pretty similar in my opinion, because they prefer you shouldn't have other passengers with you while you're working, most importantly children, but they're not, monitoring or, doing an undercover sting operation on you if you do it. They prefer for you not to have, passengers with you when you're working working at that moment, just because of, if anything comes up, like something bad, like, there's an accident or anything. That's why they prefer for you not to, which is similar, same thing with DoorDash. Also, I would say, actually, Postmates is the most lenient, because DoorDash, you have a standard, like a rate that you have to keep, or you'll end up getting deactivated. Like, I think, I'm not for sure positive, because I really haven't, encountered it. So if I'm wrong, please correct me down in the comments below. But I think in DoorDash, your cancellation rate, if it hits below a certain percentage, you're at risk of getting deactivated. Well, with Postmates, they're a lot more lenient, because there isn't any type of rating that you have that I've seen myself. Like, haven't, seen, or there's not an option for me to click to see what's my rating or what are the customers rating me. But DoorDash, there is like a rating system, and if your overall percentage, your overall rating is like a high percentage, you're more likely to get more or better orders sent to you than you would if your percentage is lower. So in some regards, all the platforms that I work for is similar, but Postmates is the most lenient, as in the rating system. Okay, so another comment that I had seen was some of my orders seemed longer, or the driving distance seemed longer, but the pay seemed smaller compared to the driving distance that I had to do. So so I have a cutoff. It has to at least be $1 per mile. So for an example, if I get an offer that I'm doing 10-mile drive, which I honestly wouldn't accept at all, but this is just an example. I get an offer that is a 10-mile drive. I'll accept it if it's at least the very minimum I'm getting paid is $10, because it's $1 per mile. That's my personal, rating. There's other people who, it has to be at least $2 per mile. It's whatever you choose, you want to get paid for it. But me personally, some orders I accept because it's taking me to an area that I'm very familiar with, and it may be, you know, close to my house, because like after I finish that order, I may want to, you know, get offline, or it may be close to another hotspot. So that's some of the factors that comes into play when I accept orders. So me personally, I have, you know, multiple factors in what orders I will accept. Oh, and also another factor that I have is the restaurant. Like, there's some restaurants that I know for sure only thing I have to do is come to the restaurant and pick up the order. I don't have to do, you know, I don't have to order it and pay for it. I just have to let them know, hey, Doordash pickup for customer name, and I'm going on my way to drop off the order to the customer. So there's a lot of factors that comes into play for when I'm accepting orders. I don't just accept anything. I accept orders that make sense to me and that's worth my time. The very last question that I am answering is, how do I feel about the bad ratings? Me personally, I try to do the best that I can. The beauty about this job, for me personally, I'm used to working in a customer-based setting, excluding my current job because we really don't, you know, deal with outside public customers. But, you know, before, like at the age of 18, my first job was customer service. I was working at Kohl's as a sales associate. So that's something that I'm programmed to do already. So I try to provide the best customer service that I can. So I honestly, and I'm not trying to, you know, make it seem like, oh, I'm so good, but I've honestly haven't seen bad ratings, as in less than 4 stars. Now, ever since the pandemic, the Doordash has started, you know, anything less than, I think, either 5 or 4 stars, they removed it. I know for sure they remove your lowest rating off of your, you know, ratings. So if you mainly get 5 stars and you got a 1 star on a day that there was either traffic or something came up where it's really not your fault, you was trying your best, they remove that rating as if it never happened. So I really don't have any bad experiences or anything bad to say about the rating, because I think right now I'm at a 4.86, which is pretty close to 5 stars. So I'm pretty good. So I personally don't have an opinion, honestly. Everything has been working out for me, knock on wood. I know there's a day that, you know, something may happen, but if it happens, it happens. So it was just meant to happen. But that's all for my video today. Sorry it was kind of short, because I just wanted to, you know, follow up on the questions that I had got. Shout out to Hank Ortiz and Mama Files. I hope I said your name right. But shout out to them, because those two, I'm answering their questions. Those was the 2 most recent questions that was asked. So if you guys have any more questions, please let me know down in the comments. I'll of course answer it as soon as I see it, but I also will try to, you know, make a follow-up video to go in depth and explain more. So I'll catch you guys in my next video. All right, guys.